Can you imagine starting at the bottom of a ladder and ending up at the highest point any American citizen can reach? History has always been a passion of mine, and writing this paper has sparked my interest. Let me take you on the journey through the life of Theodore Roosevelt, starting from his birth till his death. You will meet Theodore Roosevelt during his early years, during his military service, and what he accomplished as president. Theodore Roosevelt had begun life like most children do. According to biography.com, copyright 2015, Theodore Roosevelt Jr. was born in New York City on October 27, 1858. His parents were Theodore Roosevelt Sr. and Martha Bullock. His mother was said to be a true Southern belle, and it was rumored that Gone with the Wild's Scarlett O'Hara was modeled after her. Theodore had 3 siblings. He had 2 sisters and 1 brother. His parents owned a very successful plate glass import business. Growing up in the Civil War proved challenging for the family. According to NPS.gov, last updated June 5, 2015, Theodore Roosevelt Sr. was a Union supporter and provided the soldiers with supplies, while his mother's family supported the Confederates because they had family fighting for that side. According to History.com, copyright 2015, Theodore was homeschooled due to illnesses and asthma. Theodore's second year at Harvard, his father passed away, which led him to work harder at his education, leading him to graduate with magnum cum laude honors. He enrolled at Columbia Law School after that. Theodore Roosevelt's childhood was much like most other children, but his military background made him stand out. Theodore became one of the most essential military personnel during his services. Theodore became a very important aspect, especially during the Spanish-American War. According to TheodoreRoosevelt.com, copyright 2014, Roosevelt volunteered to lead a volunteer cavalry, eventually known as Roosevelt's Rough Riders. The Rough Riders included many different types of men, even with all different backgrounds, from then all 45 states, 4 territories, and 14 countries. The Battle of San Juan was one of the most successful battles for the Rough Riders. Roosevelt was nominated for his courageous acts in battle. Theodore was nominated for the Medal of Honor, but never received it until after he had passed away. Following the war, his efforts led to his election as governor of New York. With his experience in the military and being selected governor led to his presidency. Becoming one of America's most well-known presidents, Theodore Roosevelt made great strides during his presidency. According to TheodoreRoosevelt.com, copyright 2014, Theodore improved domestic operations by introducing the square deal. Theodore wanted to reform the American workplace. Theodore's focus was to take down large monopolies in order to keep America strong. He won the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts in internal affairs between Russia and Japan. After leaving office, Theodore enjoyed traveling as a child, so he decided to continue seeing the world. Since he had seen Europe and the Middle East as a child, the only next move he could make was to go on an African safari. After collecting specimens for 2 years, Theodore became upset with President Taft's progressive policies and decided to run for president one more time, but lost. As a child, Theodore was warned about his weak heart, and it was suggested he stay away from stress. Theodore Roosevelt died at age 60 in his sleep on January 6, 1919, from a coronary embolism. Ending our journey on Theodore Roosevelt, we learned about his whole life from his birth to his death. Now, after learning all this, it's easier to picture life as a normal child and end up being one of the most influential presidents of the United States.